Tips for young DJs would be patience, probably. Play the long game, don't rush into anything, and don't feel like you're having to do everything all at once. A bit of a veteran now in this scene, I guess, having touring for kind of nearly 20 years, I would say that patience is the key, you know, and have a kind of, it's not always easy because sometimes people pop off really, really quickly and things happen overnight, it almost seems. But just try and ride that wave consistently rather than too many spikes, because, you know, gradually walking up a hill is a lot more successful than, you know, jumping straight to the top and then falling back down the other side, you know. But they, you know, they say, don't they, that anything that's an overnight success probably isn't an overnight success. It's been building up to that point, you know. But yeah, you've just got to be patient, which is hard because it feels like, especially with social media and people's attention spans, that everything is so reactive. Of if you don't catch people in 3 or 4 seconds, they're gone, you know. But yeah, I think overall patience is key with this, you know, this industry.
I want y'all to think about something for a second. DJing is truly an act from God, right? We take our 2 hands and our imagination and we shift the vibe in the room. We create energy, and we're also making memories memorable for all the attenders in the party. That's something that should be held sacred. DJing is an act of selflessness. It's not always about how we feel, even though we have preferences, but it's about the people. So understand this: doctors heal the body, therapists heal the mind, but the DJ heals the spirit. And it's not about clout, it's about calling. And when God calls you to help people heal through sound, that's sacred. Don't take for granted. Peace.
Creatives, you should stop making content. In fact, you should stop making art for your peers, that is. They're not your assignment and they're not your audience. You should make art for the people who love your art.
You ain't ready to put 5 years of grind into anything without making a quarter.
Right.
Don't even start. Sometimes it takes that long to get over the hump. They're not ready.
I think a lot of people go through this thing where if they share information, they're going to lose their business. They're going to lose their edge. 2 things are true in this world. 1, there's only one you, and nobody can do what you do, even if they try to copy you 1 for 1. It's never the same. And then 2, most people that you give information to won't actually take you up on your information. I could tell people right now how to start a business from scratch, all the pitfalls and all the things you should and you shouldn't do. And you know what? 2% will actually take my advice and use it. The rest of them either know better than me or are too lazy to make it happen.
Before it's time to spin, you've got to first cue it up.
I'm probably in your area too. Everybody who owns a laptop, they're a DJ. Everybody who owns a DSL camera, they're a photographer.
And what I'll do is put up blurbs so therefore you can see what I'm thinking about and why I chose that song. You can see the reaction of the kids. So you can kind of like get an idea of how to use it and what to expect.
Why do you want to charge for something that you have the knowledge of and these other DJs don't have the knowledge of? Share your knowledge, you know?
Right.
But DJing's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it is a lot of fun too, you know? I'm DJ Mikey Mike. I cover central, northeastern Pennsylvania, southeastern Pennsylvania, parts of New Jersey, parts of New York State.
And I'm Dwayne Dixon, the Hitman DDub from Cleveland, Ohio. And it's time to cue it up. What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Cue It Up DJ podcast with me, the Hitman DDub, and my friend DJ Mikey Mike.
Hey, everybody, how y'all doing? What's happening? Cool thing.
Yep, cool thing will be the first one on our chat leaderboard in our chat every week.
I know. For some reason, I keep coming up on the top 5. I don't know how.
And I don't know how he lost that one week. I think he lost it to Kelvin a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
It was just like me when you came up and knocked me out of the top spot on Cool Things show 2 weeks ago.
I know. That's a lot of fun watching that, because you bounce back and forth, and it's like you try to keep. I'm on my phone, so I'm trying to work my phone with my fingers. And I just so hard,
Right. So, our podcast is a podcast for DJs of all skill levels to come, connect, learn, and grow. From pro tips to real talk, we're here to support and celebrate the DJ community. So last week, we had one of those marathon shows again.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting us to go back and forth because the question wasn't anything to expound on. But that ended up being... When I looked at the timestamp of when you had mentioned the question, I'm thinking that our show was going, end at the normal time. That was almost an hour, just before an hour, and it ended up going another 2 hours, going back and forth with that.
Yep. I know this week you're busy. Last Friday I was busy, and we'll talk about that. My wedding, what happened last Friday, but it was a beautiful wedding, but management was a little testy,
Okay, so let's get through our I guess you could say our housekeeping chores. Then we can jump right into our gigs that's coming up, and then what you had. So last week, I forgot what our topic was last week. Or what was the main thing, or did we have a topic? I think that's one that we didn't have a topic. We
just shot from the hip last week.
Yeah,
that was it.
But the 3 takeaways was you got to make sure you have clear communication and teamwork to keep the event running smoothly. And that's the one thing that was very important with me during this wedding tomorrow. So I'll go into more detail about that. Number 2 was pricing should reflect value, service, and venue caliber. And the third takeaway was you have to be able to adapt to changing trends to stay competitive.
Mm-hmm.
And so tonight's episode I call The Calm Before the Storm. It's one of those things where you get a lead, or if you could say you can get a lead and the wedding could be for next year. And then it seems like you have a lot of time, you don't really think about it. Then the next thing you know, you wake up and a wedding event is here.
Yes.
So
that is scary because we are DJs. That's your business. That's my business too. But we also have a normal life outside of DJing, and then sometimes that life gets to be very hectic, as you know, like with me and also with yourself. And next thing you know, it's like, oh, wait a second, that wedding, that event is 2 days, and it's like, whoa, at least I try to do some preparation when they first book me for, like, say, a wedding. But the last week is when I get all the paperwork, like the songs out them. I try to get it done that night, or at least a day or two from the day I get it. And then, because I know something's going to transpire with my mom, and then that could be a whole delay and everything. Then I'm up to 3, 4 o'clock in the morning the night before the wedding, and then the next day I'm like a rag doll at the wedding,
Mm-hmm. Because that's how mine was. And this one, my wedding tomorrow is something new in the sense that this will be the first time I'll be working with a wedding coordinator, a real one, not that day of, not that friend one, a real one. So there was a lot of backwards and forth that, or I should say not backwards and forth, but communication that was key that we had to do to make sure that even though each one of us, we are doing our separate thing, but we have to always make sure each time we do something, the other one knows what the other one is doing. So we always moving at the same pace, and then the couple is always in the loop of what's going on. And so, yeah, this was different because again, this reminds me of back when I first got into the weddings, where I was the emergency DJ. So I didn't really have a lot of touches or planning with the couple. So it's almost like I'm getting the information secondhand.
Yeah,
I started it
blind.
Yeah, but it's not blind, but it's just not. When you're working closely with a couple, you know the reasoning behind why this is done this way. So you know their frame of thinking. So this time, I had to kind of like lean on the coordinator and their discussions and kind of like the little touches that I had with the groom, because I really didn't talk to the bride. It was mainly the groom. So it's like I had to fill in the pieces, but I think it's all working together. But there was something else that popped up that's the worst thing. It's one of my nightmares that I have every time I have a wedding, especially a wedding where I have to drive a good little distance. So I'll get into that one later on, because see, you just had your wedding, so let's recap what has already happened and then go to what is coming up.
Okay.
So, because I've seen a couple of your like pictures and videos from your event.
The bride, she's a fabulous young lady. I met her several years ago. She's a teacher at a local school down here, which I DJ at. And it was, I think, about 2 or 3 years ago, she booked me for her wedding. I'm like, okay, no problem. This is great. Yeah. So I gave her my contract, everything, and she lost it. So I emailed it to her again, and she deleted her email and sent it to her again. She printed it up, but she lost it again. So I sent it to her, I want to say about 3 months ago. I knew she was good for the money. I didn't take no retainer fee or anything off her because she has got me so many gigs at this school. I knew she's trustworthy. The only thing is, she never printed out the contract for me. And I got the playlist, I want to say Tuesday or Wednesday of last week. And the wedding was on Saturday. I'm like, okay. And it was a very simplified playlist. Cupid Shuffle Macarena she wanted to start off the night with. And then she wanted some rap, some hip hop, some 70s. It was a very, very, very balanced playlist for the I'm not going to say elderly, like my age people, 60 plus, and then for her age people, like the 20s and 30s. And everybody, I could not believe it. Everybody came up and they're thanking me how good I played. I don't know if you've seen the one video, the elderly lady, she was dancing and she put her arm back. That lady's going to be 80 years old, and on July 10th. She danced all night long. But then I had a gentleman at the end of the night, and him and his wife just attended the wedding last weekend, and then last year they had 2 weddings to go to. And I'm 6'3". This gentleman had to be 6'6", maybe 6'7". And he was African American. He shook my hand, and I'm like, "Where's my hand at? Like, what happened to my hand?" Because he was just such a big gentleman. He said, Mike, he said, "I want to applaud you." He said, "I did not hear that one quick mixing song at all tonight." I'm like, well, I asked the bride and groom, "Do you want quick mixing?" They said no, feel it out, but I would say no. I said, okay, no problem. So basically the whole night, up until the last maybe 45 minutes of the night, I was playing the songs from A through Z because they wanted to hear the song from A through Z. And I couldn't even, like, even if it was a long outro, I mixed out like a couple of the songs. And they looked at me, they're like, no, we want to hear the whole song. Could you go back? I'm like, I'll catch that on the rebound. So I knew that, like, the next time I had a long outro, I just laid that one right out. And this one song that he wanted to hear, I happened to play. And he said, you know, last week we were at the wedding. We heard the intro and the first, I want to say first 18 seconds of the song. And the DJ mixed out of it. He mixed into something else. Then he said, he goes, here, he said, I'll give you a reference. He said he did the Cupid Shuffle, Macarena, and Cha-Cha Slide. He said he started off with the Cupid Shuffle, went to the Cha-Cha Slide, went back to the Cupid Shuffle, went to the Macarena, went back to the Cha-Cha Slide, and that was it. And then he went into something totally different. He said, you're doing one dance to another dance to another dance. And he said, we were all confused, so we just sat down. He said, the whole night was a complete disaster. He said, I understand. He said, that's club, like the club mixing. I said, yeah. I said, basically, that's what that is, the quick mixings. You see that in the club a lot. He said, well, man, you know what? When you're in the club, he said, you're all drunk. He said, you don't care what you're listening to at that point in time. But when you come to a wedding, he said, you want to hear the song. You want to enjoy the music. And if you're dancing to that song, keep dancing to the end. I said, no problem, sir. I said, as long as you enjoy it. He said, Mike, I had a great time. He said, another thing, he said, I love your light show. He said, it was amazing. He said, nothing blinded anybody. I said, beautiful. I said, thank you. I couldn't thank him enough, but he couldn't thank me enough. But it was an awesome time. The only hiccup that I ran into, it was after the introduction, after the first dance, parent dances. Now we're going to do the toast. So I told the best man prior to introductions, I said, when you go to your toast, hit your thumb off your chin, and the base of the microphone's right here. So the head of the microphone's basically right here. So you're talking directly into the microphone. Mike, I got it. I said, okay, no problem. Do all the introductions, the dances, and everything. So it's time for him to give his speech. And I give him the microphone. I whisper in his ear. I said, remember, I'm at the chin. Mike, I got it. So all of a sudden, I see the microphone start dropping. And then next thing you know, it's down to the belly button. And he's turned to the bride and groom. He's turned, but he's leaving the microphone here in front of him. So all of a sudden, I see the manager come running up. And he's like, Mike, they can't hear him back there. I'm like, look at the position of the microphone. He said, do you have any XLR cable? I said, yeah. He said, can you tap into the house system? I said, yeah, no problem. So I tapped into the house system real quick. He said, okay, now we could hear him back there. I said, okay, no problem. So then I gave the microphone he said, don't use your microphone. He said, you only have Phoenix Pro. He said, we have a better microphone. I looked at it. I could not find a name on this microphone. There was no name on it. There was no logo on it, nothing. It was like a generic microphone. It was plastic. I'm like, this is better than, okay, I'm going to listen to you. So I gave the microphone to the maid of honor, and she gave her speech. But he goes, oh, look at that. You could hear her. I said, yeah, but look where her microphone is. It's right here. She turned to the bride and groom. She went with the microphone. She turned this way. The microphone went with her. So when she was done giving her toast, I killed her channel completely. So I went out, I got the microphone out off of her, and then I had my microphone. I turned, I hit my button on. I said, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for our maid of honor. What a wonderful speech. And, that's the bride's sister. This is Brooke. That's Taylor. They're sisters here. I said, but Brooke's the younger sister. I said, ladies and gentlemen, everybody that's in that back row, if you could hear me, please give me a thumbs up. So then all their hands went up. They gave me a thumbs up. I'm like, thank you. And I walked up and I started playing the dinner music. The manager just walked away. Then he came back up. He goes, all right. He said, we can hear your music out there in the bar for the dinner hours. Okay, no problem. So dancing's going to start. And That's when I like to crank it. Not that it's making your ears bleed, but loud enough that you can feel the vibrations. And I see the manager. He was out at the bar, came in the room, he turned back around, he put his head down, he went like walking slowly to go outside. So I hustled up the ramp, and it's a beautiful venue because if you're handicapped or whatever, there's ramps all over the place. So you have no worry about going up and down steps or anything like that. So I hustled up the ramp, and he's walking out through the vestibule, and I said, hey, I'll just say his name, Jeff. Jeff, how you doing, Jeff? Pretty good. And walked outside. I'm going to have a cigarette. I said, hey, man, you have speakers out here? He's like, no. I said, you mean that's my music? You could hear it out here? Yeah. I said, then why am I tapped into the house system so you can hear it at the bar? I said, because if we can hear it outside here and we're 25, 30 feet in front of the bar, through the wall, through the windows, and you could hear my music plain as they hear, I know they could hear it in there. That was it. He just put his head down and walked away. I'm like, yeah, I don't mind getting my Keonis busted, but when a person doesn't hold the microphone the right way, don't blame the DJ. That was on the gentleman giving the toast. Because if they could hear me in the back row, and I was standing right next to the maid of honor, they heard her on that generic microphone and on the house system. I wasn't on the house system. I was just on my speakers, and they heard me plain as day. So I'm like, yeah, it kills me when some of these managers think that their equipment's better than our equipment. Maybe sometimes it is, but 99.9% of the time it isn't. You know, they had little round speakers in the ceiling. There's no bass coming out of them. I mean, I was like, really, you think those little speakers are going to be better than mine? No possible way. But I let him have his good fortune that he turned the house system on, and he thought he was the best thing since sliced bread, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But overall, the wedding turned out spectacular. Everybody's thanking me. I got so many inboxes on Facebook. It was unbelievable. On Instagram, I'm like, people are sending me friends requests. I look, okay, friends with Taylor, they're friends with her husband, they're friends with her mother. And that's the only three common friends. I'm like, okay, I'll accept their friends' request. And I can see on their walls and stuff, they have pictures of the wedding. So I'm like, I must have did a pretty good job since they have pictures on their wall even of the wedding, you know. But what was nice is I worked with this photographer. His name is John, and it was 2 years prior to that virus that came around. He wanted to get into the wedding business, taking pictures and stuff, and he didn't know how to do it. I said, well, I said, John, how about we do this? We'll run a special together. If they book us together, they get a discount. If they book you separately, you charge them a normal price. They book me separately, I'm charging a normal price. Yeah, okay, Mike, that sounds great. Well, that first year, we probably did 60 weddings. The next year, we did about 60, 65 weddings. Then COVID hit. Then, as soon as everything opened up, we gradually started taking off again. And the next year, we just, boom. I mean, we were working together basically every weekend. So it was nice because he knew how I worked. I knew how he worked. They had a videographer there, and he was kind of like, well, do you know when the cake cutting is? Do you know when this is? I said, hang on, here you go. And I print on there everything that the bride sent me, the times and everything. And I make it nice big font so you could see it. He's like, oh my God. He said, this is for me? I said, yeah. He said, this is the first time any DJ gave me anything. He said, usually I'm guessing. I said, no. If you're working with me, I make sure the videographer, the photographer, and myself, and the venue are all on the same page. And I gave one to the venue manager even too. He's like, well, I don't need this because I have the schedule already. I said, okay, no problem. I just want to be kind to you. That's all, you know. But it was a great wedding, Dwayne. Honestly, amazing. You know, even the wedding the week before, even though the bride and groom showed up an hour late, that was still a beautiful wedding too, you know.
Yep. Yeah, I was trying to pull up some pictures to get ready for my little thing. But my main issue was that the one thing that makes me nervous is becoming ill. And so Monday, for some reason, I don't know what happened. Monday morning when I woke up, I felt a little nauseated, but I thought I didn't eat. So I got up, got dressed, and then I did my final consultation with the couple.
Yeah.
And so the meeting went good, and I didn't feel anything. But as soon as I hung up with them, then that's when it just hit me. It's like I had a real bad headache, and then it's pain behind my eye. Then my stomach just got real nauseated.
Nauseous.
Yep,
Yes.
and I got real weak. So I thought maybe it's just one of those things where, because I have a habit of staying up late, especially lately since I've been staying up late doing these after parties or after show doohickeys, going 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I just thought it was one of those things where I was just up too late and behind the computer too much. So I tried to sleep it off, but then Tuesday came and it still wouldn't go away. So I ended up just having to go to the ER because I figured it's better for me to go and try to deal with it early in the week as opposed to waiting later. And then all that stress about who can I call if I can't do the gig, and how would that look after I did all that talking with the couple to at the last minute say, oh, I can't do your event, I'm sending somebody else. It's like all those weird thoughts was going through my head. But I'm glad I went Tuesday because whatever they gave me, that made me so drowsy. I went Tuesday, got out like Tuesday afternoon, and if you saw Buddy's show, it's like I couldn't make the whole show because I was so drowsy, and then I was all edgy and stuff. So the following day, Wednesday, it took me almost all day for me to get back in sorts. I was still sleepy. I had to sleep in. Then eventually I just had to force myself to get up and start moving. And so one of the main things was I needed to, since I got this new mixer, to actually try it out with the equipment that I'm going to actually use, as opposed to using it, just using the little Mackie thump and keeping everything turned down, because I'm inside the house. But to be able to crank it up and get everything set, I'm glad I kind of like did that, because with this digital mixer, you can hit one button and you don't know what you hit, and it can just wipe out everything.
Everything, yeah.
And it's like, why is it was working a second ago, my mic was coming through a second ago, or my music was coming through a second ago. Why is it not going out my speaker? And I had to go through and figure out what little button that was accidentally hit. But I got it. I got it all together. Got everything cranked up. Got my mics working where I can do it individually, because I have them going out to my feedback destroyer. So I have that going, and I got a chance to play with my RTA microphone.
You wish they had an undo button on it. Like, okay, you say you hit that little button and all of a sudden, boom, your microphones didn't work. You wish there's the undo button. I can hit that and...
Actually, there is an undo button, but the undo button don't do what you think it's going to do.
It's not like
undo, but see, like little stuff like that, I'm thinking it undo whatever the main thing is. It won't undo like a button push. Because I did that before on one of the channels, because we have the same mixer at church. So basically, I just saved the settings from the church mixer to bring here to download on here, so I can kind of like, I guess, speed up the process of actually going in and programming.
Yes.
It worked a little bit, but I ended up still having to go back and wipe everything clean to start from ground zero for my purpose. Because, using the mixer for DJing and outside is totally different than having it set up for being stationary inside a sanctuary where you have the different acoustics and all that going on.
Yes, yes. They
I was gonna get my thing. Keep talking.
okay. I still have it. My first mixer I bought when I first started DJing, and it's a little, I think, a six channel Behringer. Then I think the next one was a 24 channel Behringer I bought, and that was my main one. As soon as I bought that, I'm pushing the 6 channel away. This one is amazing. You have the sliders for everything. I'm missing screws from it. I'm missing one of the sliders, but it still works like you wouldn't believe. I'm like, I can't believe this thing. I dropped it. Parts flew off of it. I push them back on, plug it in, it's working. I'm like, this thing's like, it's like a thing. It's like a tank. I'm like, unbelievable. Now, okay, I have the QSC digital mixer. That thing is so intriguing. I'm still trying to encompass everything because there's so much on that. It's like I watched a million videos on it, and each video, this DJ does it that way, this DJ does it this way, this DJ does it that way. One DJ, don't hook up your microphones in channel 1 because it has a high pass or a low pass filter. Don't have 1 or 2. The other one's like, well, no, that's why I hook up my microphone. Like, well, who do you believe? And then you go out to the QSC's website.
But one thing, going back to that comment, you got to read your owner's manual, because I think this Behringer is certain channels that they were saying that works better for, like, for a keyboard player. In order for I guess the signal to be either raised or lower, either you have to go through a direct box, and I don't have it. It's like a box that you can take a regular 1/4 inch, plug into the box, and then the other end is an XLR coming out. It's almost like a, what do you call that? A digitizer kind of, like, did you take like the boxes we used to have when we first got the new TVs, where it take the analog in and convert it to digital out, that kind of thing.
Yes.
So they have those built into the bigger speakers. So that might be what he's talking about.
But then I went onto the QSC's website, and they said, no, you could plug the microphone in on channel 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever channel you want to plug your microphone in, do it. I'm like, okay. So I just use 5 and 6 for my speakers, and then either 1, 2, or 3 for my microphone. And I have my one buddy, him and his wife have a duo, and I heard them play. I'm like, wow, how does this sound so much better than last year for the Plains Land Out? He goes, oh, we bought a new mixer. I'm like, what kind of mixer is that? He said, it's a digital mixer, QSC. I'm like, wow, this is unbelievable. So he unplugged that, like, during their breaks I was playing. They plugged back in their analog mixer, and it was like night and day. Unbelievable. But they went through, I think, like a month's worth of classes for this. I'm like, I wish I could sit down for a month and just go through a class. Him and his wife, he's a firefighter. He had a lot of time coming to him, so he took a whole month off from work, and he just sat there during, I don't know if it was online or was it in person, but he got everything hooked right up. So I said, Mike, listen, he said, I'll set up your speakers for you you can use it indoor, outdoor, whatever you want to do. So we'll leave them on channels 5 and 6. And then you'll link them together. So when you hit just the volume on channel 5, it raises it for 6 too. So which I'm like, this is amazing. But then I'm reading the manual, watching, but like everybody has their own take on it. Like I said, one saying don't use channel 1 for microphone, 1 or 2. Other people are. So it's like, I'm just going by the seat of my pants on that. Channel 1's been working with me for a microphone. Mark told me, he said, Mike, he said, what do you think we use our mic? His wife does the singing. It's going right through channel 1. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, then I'll use channel 1 then too, So it's your digital mix, you can see, has changed the world of DJing. Believe me, it gives you so much more headroom. It's unbelievable. And And but I mean, I know there's a few DJs that don't like using an external mixer because it's another link in the chain. But with that link there, it actually built my chain up. That's what I could say to that. 'Cause I mean, just the headroom alone and microphones, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
It was funny when I was outside yesterday, that one DJ that hates external speakers, when I went up there and I was getting like distorted sound, or I wasn't getting that sound, his voice was the only one that I kept hearing in the back of my head. But
Yep.
but he has a point though, because
yeah.
again, I had to come up with a plan B also. So if something goes awry, I have empty channels that I can quickly unplug and go to those empty channels, just so it's a flat, sound that's coming out. So there,
Yeah.
it won't sound like the way I want it, but there'll be sound coming out that won't be crappy either. But yeah, with this digital thing, it's so much going on and so much. It's digitally, it's hard to mentally stay focused on the way that you route your channel, your sound, the channel of your sound. Whereas an analog mixer, you can actually see the chords. So you can almost see how the sound is leaving this one area, going here and back out. Digital is something different. I spent a couple of days the week before on ChatGPT just to get my sound and walking my way through and making errors. So I was learning as I was doing as I was learning. So
Yes.
I pretty much got the gist of it, but yeah, it took a lot, and I could see why exactly. If you don't know what you're doing, it's better to go directly into the speaker or whatever and take out the extra mixer. Now, unless it's a plain, straightforward mixer, because if you try to do too much, and if you're not tech savvy or don't know what you're doing, that could be a long jury experience.
Yes. What I do is I always bring my analog mixer with me. I have a Yamaha because my Behringer, I have no case for it. The box, I was bringing in a box. I couldn't. I mean, the thing is this big, like this. I mean, it's a huge mixer. I'm like, I find a case for it. Nobody makes a case for it. So I just the styrofoam and in its box. I mean, there has to be 5 pounds of duct tape on it, and that is just falling apart. So I'm like, all right, my Yamaha's good. I'll bring that with me in case my QSC goes down. I still have another mixer that I could just boom, just plug in, plug out, and that's it. Oh yeah, another thing about this weekend is the first time I had my Flex 10 out at a wedding in a year. And, they say you have muscle memory, which you do. I mean, some of the stuff started coming back to me, but then some of the stuff didn't come back to me. I'm like, should I push this button? Shouldn't I? I'm like, no, not going to. No, I just got a little too shy to hit it because I'm like, if it screws up something at a wedding, I don't want that, So I'm gonna leave my stuff out, and definitely I have to start practicing a little more. But I don't like to take that mixer out to like a small wedding. A lot of the small weddings anymore, there's kids invited, and I just don't want no children around. It's a $2,000 mixer or $2,000 controller. It's a special controller for me, and I want to keep it that way. High-end weddings, that's where they're getting it at,
And also, I got a chance to play with my other new toy. I have one of these RTA mics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this
Whoa.
wasn't a expensive one. It was I got it off of Amazon. It was definitely less than $100. I want to say around the $50-ish dollar, somewhere in there. And so with this mixer, you can shoot out pink noise, that
Yeah.
and then you set the RTA button. You hit the RTA button, and it'll show you the different frequencies that's picking up. And then you just go in and adjust the EQs to try to flatten the room.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to,
That's cool.
yeah, I've been trying to figure this out. It's like when I did it in the house, everything sounded perfect. But when I went outside and did it and then played music, it seemed like it was too bassy. So I end up just scrapping it and then just using my ear to adjust things.
You know, you have an ear for music because you were a music teacher. You went to college for music, you know, and I mean, sometimes your ear is a lot better than a device because, you know, people think they're just going to rely on that device and it's going to do a world of wonder to them or for them. For somebody that doesn't know music, what it's supposed to sound like, they may think it sounds great after they use that, but you could tell the difference between what sounds good and what doesn't sound good. This was years ago. My buddy who does, he works professionally with mixers and stuff for bands and stuff, and he would tell me, like, we were doing karaoke, and the gentleman that was doing the karaoke on Sunday, he would always have his high set so high. He's like, Mike, go up, Barrett. He said, you have the same mixer as him. Readjust his mixer for him, please. I said, Bernie goes, man, how do you make it sound so good? I said, Bernie, just don't touch the knobs for next week. See where they're at? Leave them there. That's all I can tell you, you know?
Yep, I was trying to put this up, and so, wait a minute, hopefully it won't play.
Meet the brand new one.
All right, hit that. Okay.
Well, I tell you, my checking account got hacked, right?
Oh, yeah, a couple of weeks ago or something.
Now, I forget what I have coming out of my checking account. So now, at least twice a day, I get stuff popping up. Your payment wasn't approved. I'm like, oh, all right. I gave them my routing number or my checking account number, whatever you do. So now I've been all day today filling out stuff, doing this, I'm like, but you forget what you subscribe. You forget what you subscribe to. Like, I just got a thing from Apple for my actual external storage or my cloud storage. So later on, I just got to go in there, put all my stuff in, and then boom, go over there. It's a pain in the butt, I'll tell you.
Yep, I had that happen a couple of times. But again, I see Kevin is in the chat.
Hey, Kev, how you doing, man?
Let's see what they're saying in the chat before we get to our story.
Yeah.
Cool Thing was saying that he mostly gets his all his gigs during the fall, winter, and spring. That's because he does a lot of school stuff. And I asked him, did they have like summer camps and things he can do? But he says they don't have that in his area. And then he said that was awesome about your event that you were talking about, Mike.
Thank you. Cool Thing. Thank you, sir.
And then Kevin says, for your information, Dwayne is telling you no after party tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty well beat up too. It's been a long week, you know.
And then he was, I guess that's a message to me. And he said, Kevin was saying something about an unbelievable drinking game. And he's working on a tiller car repair.
God bless you.
And then Cool Thing went on to say he hasn't used his Yamaha MG10 in a long time. And he says he connects everything to his controller, like his mic and speakers. He says he might bring the mixer as a backup just in case.
I mean, in his case, he has a standalone controller. I would still bring my MG10 and plug my microphones into that and go out to the second channel on your speakers. So your because you do get so much, it gives you so much more headroom when you're running through a mixer. It's an external mixer, but all you're doing is plugging your microphones in that, and your channel one is your controller. So this way, the mixers, unless you're buying an alpha theta, whatever it is. I mean, Jay Brennan has that. I mean, it's a monster. That one there has excellent microphone outputs. They say the Flex 10s are good, but I don't trust. It's not. I don't trust. I'm so used to using the external mixer. I don't want no errors on my part, especially for a wedding during the announcements. I'm making the announcements. All of a sudden, you hear and no, I'm sticking with my mixer on that. So this way I know everything's running the right way.
Yep. But then also you gotta make sure your receiver and everything, because that is usually a mic to receiver kind of issue. Because if an external mixer to me, like for my lower budget controllers, the mixers, yeah, it'll boost that signal as opposed to going directly into the mic of those cheaper controllers.
Yes.
And then two,
Yes.
the one thing I do notice about this controller is it's easy to get distortion. So it's like that's the other reason why they say that why people say they don't like to use external mixers, because if a signal is too hot somewhere, you got to figure out which signal is hot.
Yeah.
Because it could be from the initial audio point. If that's hot, only thing you're doing is just juicing up more hot and distorted sound on top of each other.
It.
So it's like, that's what I spent a lot of my time doing yesterday too, was trying to see trying to fine tune everything so I can make sure I'm adjusting the gain from one area and make sure I'm getting a clean sound from beginning to end.
Yeah, I mean, well, the digital mixer is digitizing everything. So, I mean, you're getting pure digital sound. I mean, the sound's going to be amazing. But again, I mean, like my wife will ask me, she's watching TV, and why are the commercials so loud? And well, because they're done differently than the TV show. They're done in a sound booth. They're done with digital mixers and controllers and this and that. And I mean, it's a completely different monster than watching the TV show. That's the same thing with the older music. Everything was analog. With their newer music, everything is digitized. So it's gonna be a lot louder. The bass, the drums, everything's going to be a lot more boom in it. So you take a sound like that, these big difference, really big difference. And then even they take those analog tapes and they remaster them. Now it's digitized, but it still doesn't sound like the music that is from today. Today's music is totally different.
Yeah, I was trying to remember. There was something you were saying that I was trying to remember to say. Digitized, analog. I don't remember. I'll have to come back to it, because it was something you were saying something, and it made me think about something that was happening over here. Yeah, I don't remember.
Maybe with your keyboard.
Keyboard? No, it wasn't that. Analog. Yeah, it really wasn't super important. It was just something to add on, but I forget. Let's go on. So we're not,
guys our age, we start to forget some stuff, and then we're like, what the heck did we forget?
And that's the other scary thing too, because I'm not used to having everything prepared ahead of time. Because the last time I did that, I thought everything was in the car ready to go. I left my top speakers for that dance. So I gassed up my car. My suit is hanging up. So it's only thing that's in the washer now is my shirt. I got my lights, the few lights I'm going to take, and my XLR wireless dongles and DMX dongles. Those are charging up and they're ready to go. My Mackie thumps, I'm going to bring those just in case I need them. And while I'm talking, I can show you the venue. So the venue is a nice outside venue. And they was warning me that it gets hot, but if the weather is like tonight, when it got like 5 o'clock-ish, it was cold.
Yeah, the summertime, it was a different story. Even here, like during the daytime, it was almost like 80, 82 degrees. But as soon as that sun went in, boom, I was like, oh, Jesus.
So this is where I'm going to be at. Well, let me see if I can go back before. So I'll be over in this little area. In fact, I'll be right here where you see this little black, wherever that is. That's where I'm going to be set up. The couple will be set up over here. And then you have the buffet line and the bar and all that will be down this wall. And then this is where they'll have their cocktail.
That's beautiful.
Yep.
Everything is outside?
Yeah, but they're getting married in a Catholic church.
Okay.
Yep. And so Kevin did a video. He did a video walkthrough of the venue, and not the venue, but the courtyard. But the courtyard doesn't seem like it's long. It looks big, but it doesn't seem like it's long.
Yes. If you could do me a favor, ask them how much the church charges them out there for a Catholic wedding. A friend of mine, I did her son's wedding, and they got married in a Catholic church, and it was close to $3,000 for their ceremony in the church.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how much? Close to 3,000. I'm like, wait. Well, the wedding? Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, I think me and my wife might have paid, I think it was $25 or $30 for the church. And then we gave the priest a tip. We gave the lady that sang, I think she charged $50. The organist, I think, was $100. So, I mean, if everything altogether might have been like $400, that's including tips too. So, which wasn't bad. It's a lot better than over $3,000. You know, it's like, wow, that to me is a rip off. But I tell everybody, do everything. I don't want to sound like I'm cheap, but do everything the cheapest way for yourself. Everybody knows what you can afford. Once they start seeing all this glitters and stuff, they know you couldn't afford that. They knew you either threw it on a charge card or you took a loan out for it. And at the end of the night, you're going to be opening up your envelopes to pay the venue or pay the person that came to decorate the tables or whatever. Believe me, I see so many people waste so much money, and not just on weddings, sweet 16s.
Proms. That was the big thing around here. All the money people spend on the proms.
I had a mom actually report me to Facebook for nudity in a picture.
Oh yeah, you told us that story about the foot.
Yeah, and she spent so much money on dresses and getting their kids' hairs done. And about one little picture, and it's a foot. Really? Because the teacher raised the price $2. Like,
but
boy,
I was going to say, but it's just basically that's for anything. Just if you live within your means, you'll be okay. But some people want to splurge or try to keep up with the Joneses and then end up getting burnt in the end.
The sad thing, like around here, the DJs, honestly, when you DJ at prom, basically it's like $500-600 you're only getting. And I mean, I see Rick Webb and these other guys DJing proms, and they're getting like $5,000-7,000, and it's like, well, my school district's bigger than your school district. School that's here is a brand new school, and they have more children attending that school. Why can't I get $5,000 or $6,000?
But do Rick Webb now bring all? Because I know a lot of those guys bring extra stuff, like the big dressing. They bring the club production kind of work.
Yeah, they have the pipe, the draping. all their proms are held inside the school, like inside the gymnasium.
Mm-hmm.
So they dress everything up with them, which is, I mean, it is beautiful. But it's like the proms around here, honestly, the DJs, they're lucky if they get $600 tops with them. I don't know why. They say, well, the school district doesn't have the money. I'm like, okay, if each teacher's making this good chunk of change, you have the money to supply for the kids for 2 dances. They have one for the juniors, and then they have one for the seniors, because the school district took 3 schools and made it 1 school now. So they can't have a junior senior prom. They have to have a junior prom, and then they have to have a senior prom. But there's nothing wrong with that, you know. And I remember when I was a freshman, we got a band when I was a freshman, I went to a junior prom. They had a band there, and they paid over $1,000 for the band. That was back in 1979. Now they only pay a DJ $600 tops. I'm like, what's wrong with this picture here? You know, like there's something wrong here. You know, but that's for another day.
Yep.
You know.
But I was getting back to the venue. Yeah, because they're expecting 48 people. And so, again, I'll be like set up right here. And pretty much everything is going to be over here. So it's really, if people want to sit over here, they can sit over here. But a lot of this stuff is going to only be half of the courtyard. And then the dance floor is right here with this big crate. I don't know why they put the big crate there for the dance floor. So anybody with high heels get their heel caught in the crate.
Oh, I mean, well, that's not your problem there. I mean, that's their problem. If a lady trips or puts her high heel in and breaks her ankle, unless they're going to tape it off, I'm always a safety guy. I don't know why. I just always think of safety. You know, gotta be safe. No ifs, ands, buts about it.
Yep. And then Kevin was saying he makes a checklist, and I have a checklist, and just like Santa Claus, I check it twice. Because after that was so embarrassing.
What we call, when I was working offset paperback, we call it a whip sheet, work in progress. So this way you check everything off that you keep one with you, you're picking the stuff up, and then when you take it to pack it in your vehicle, have another one there with you. So you check off both of them. So this way, if both of them are checked off, you know you got everything, right. You know.
But I know I got the main stuff there. But also the reason I set everything up too, because again, I'm only going to have like an hour to break down. Well, all the vendors. If it ends at 10, and the couple said that they're going to leave early, so they're not going to go all the way to 10. They're going to leave early so everybody, all the guests can leave, so they can give us some extra, time for the vendors to break down, because we all got to get out by 11 o'clock, and it seems like we all got to go through the same route.
Yes. Oh God.
So
God bless you.
Yeah. I made sure pretty much when I set everything up that I'm going to use, but then also when I took everything down, I made sure I put all the cords with that piece of equipment, or certain things I don't have to really unplug. Keep it plugged into my other rack mount, which is my power supply. So only thing I have to do is just plug in cords, so I can make everything as quick as possible. Set it up, and break down.
You know, it's funny, Dwayne. When we could set up everything so nice and perfect. All the wiring underneath the table and everything is perfect. At the end of the night, it's like you look down. It's like, who spilled the spaghetti all over the place? You know, your feet aren't touching nothing. I don't know how all those wires shift around. I have no clue, but it's like, all right, well, guess what? Unplug, throw them in a bag, or just wrap them up, and tomorrow I'll deal with it, because I want to get out of there. The venue staff wants to get out of there. I don't want to sit there and keep rolling stuff up on spools. I'm just like, throw it in the car. That's it, you know?
And what's what's cool about this rack, since it's going to be sitting underneath my my booth, I brought a snake, a small snake. So the cords, it just so happened the cords are long enough to go up high enough, because I have 2 XLR cords that comes out of my controller, and it just so happened it's long enough for them to connect. So that's one less cord I have to worry about, because it stays connected. And then I have the 2 longest cords for my speakers. So that'll be something easy to throw underneath the booth and come up and connect.
Yeah.
And then I'm bringing the 4 lights I'm bringing. 2 of them I have the showcase behind the couple on the columns, the door when they come in. That's battery. And then the 2 columns that I have behind me will be battery operated. Just something to add a little splash when it gets when it starts to get dark.
You have to look at a venue, and when they give you a time limit of 1 hour to get out of there, well, then you start thinking to yourself, okay, what equipment can I bring that I could break down quick enough so I could get out of there quick enough? Fortunately, I went to one venue. They gave us, I want to say, a half hour or 45 minutes to be broken down and out of there. If we weren't out of there, we had to pay their staff overtime. Well, my son busted his hump, and he had everything done and packed in the van in 17 minutes. I mean, he just boom, boom. He said, we're not paying them overtime. You ain't getting paid overtime. I'm not getting paid overtime. He said, they're not going to get paid overtime either, So, I mean, it's unfortunate that vendors do that. Our venues do that to a DJ. They know that we have a lineup day to begin with. I mean, that day I had an hour and 40-minute drive down. It was at Hershey Park, right outside Hershey Park. But this manager knew how long of a time I had getting down there. She had nothing the next day. Honestly, I felt bad for the couple because.
So who threw the party? I mean, whose event was it for?
It was the venue I do most of my weddings at. It was her daughter's wedding, and they had it down. It was out in Lancaster.
Oh, so it was a wedding.
Yes,
because it sounds. Because I was going to say, that sounds just like this one lady that does this cabaret all the time, and I always drill her after the first time she did it, but she still can't get it together.
Yes,
even though you may get a venue, let's say from 8 to 1. You get the venue for 8 to 1. That does not mean that the party starts at 8 o'clock and ends at 1. 8 to 1 could mean that's when they come to open the door up. So therefore, you can't put down it starts at 8 o'clock when the door doesn't open up and you can't decorate. So you got to push that time back. And then you can't go to 1 o'clock when everybody has to break down. You can't. It's like it's hard for her to grasp that concept. So I was wondering if that's the same with you, with your person.
That's how this was. It was unfortunate because like a lot of the guests were still there sitting there, and I'm going, excuse me, pardon me. Because I was just trying to make way for Michael, but it's just unfortunate. She said it is a historical site, and they have certain rules and regulations, this, that. But I mean, what federal government official is going to be there watching a DJ breakdown? That ain't happening. I know that, you know that, but in this girl's mind, it is. This may happen. Well, maybe it may happen. Chances are it's slim to none. I mean, I could see if you were doing, you were having big heads of state coming into your venue, then, well, hey, you might have some government officials stick around to see what's going on, but not for a wedding of a couple from up here in Wilkes-Barre area. I mean, the only reason the girl had it there is they promised her everything, and she got nothing. The person who made her the cake wasn't allowed to bring the cake in because she didn't have insurance.
Oh yeah, you told us that story too.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
I'm not trying to rush you. I'm just trying not to. I'm just trying to make sure I get some sleep, so I don't fall asleep tomorrow going down to the thing.
Do you ever watch High Kev?
Hi, Kev.
He
That's
works
a
for us.
YouTuber, isn't it?
Yeah. Hi Kevin. He's from Philadelphia, and he DJ'd at this place a bunch of times. And he said, "Yeah, he's Mike. It's terrible." Matter of fact, they're still open. I don't know how. I have no idea. 8 p.m. Like, oh my God, this is terrible. Terrible.
But yeah, sometimes it's not really the venue. It's more so the person throwing the party. There has to be conscious of if they hiring a DJ, what the DJ bringing, or anybody that they bring in that have to set up a lot of stuff. They need to be conscious of how long it's going to take them to break down and all that kind of stuff.
I watched a video from Brian the other day, and he had his uplights around. I forget how many he took to this wedding. What he did is he sat on his rock and roller cart and he pushed himself around the venue, picking up his lights.
Yep.
Hey,
so
you have to improvise, you know?
And then Cool Thing says his mic is a Shure PG58 BLX4 system, and it comes with one mic. So I used an XLR 1/4-inch cable and never had a single issue. Kevin said he makes a checklist for each and every event, and then as it gets put in the vehicle, it gets checked off. Yeah, and that's what I got going. And then he said, "Oh yeah, he's saying that he's gonna come to my event and help me out." Thanks, Kevin.
Cool. That's how Will is with me. You meet some really, really nice DJs that are so willing to help each other. I mean, the one DJ around here, he just posted a thing on Facebook that he has over 20 years experience. I'm like, he started like 3 years before COVID. You know, like, really? You know, and he just helped me set up. That's all he did. Come on, you don't have 20 plus years experience. I have just about 20, I think it's 24 now. I don't even put that down. I have 24 years experience. I mean, it is what it is. I hate these guys that they pat themselves on the back, you know?
Yep.
Just go and do what you got to do. Make people smile, make people laugh, and have a good time. That's all.
Yep. But this one is going to be on this wedding tomorrow. It's going to be another, I guess you could say, not proven point, a measuring stick for me. Just like the one in Columbus where DJ at the brewery, a last minute call, and I had to do 3 setups, and then I had to do the uplighting and all that stuff. So tomorrow is interesting because this is one of the few gigs that I actually got from WeddingWire. Because usually WeddingWire, I get a bunch of people sending me inquiries. I answer back and really don't get too many. I have yet to get like a steady booking from them. But this one actually fell through. And I did what Tom told me to. And I think that's what kind of like got my foot in the door. It's like, it just so happened that when he sent his inquiry out, within an hour or so, I responded back. And then also, he left his number and things. So I also not only messaged him back on WeddingWire, but I also sent out a text and to start a conversation. And within a couple of days, I was conversating with him. And then that's when, luckily, I had my sales call, my whole little workflow together. So I was able to end up booking him, even though he made me audition, I guess you could say. He asked me, go ahead.
In today's world, it's a good thing because there's so many people out there that are faking their way along the road. You know, they're saying they're a DJ, they're saying they're a photographer, they're saying they're a videographer. They booked this DJ thinking, oh, he's a good DJ, and it turns out total flop. Or they booked this photographer, a total flop. Or they book a pianist or somebody that plays banjo or something, and they turn out to be a total flop. So the people are protecting themselves. They want to make sure what you're doing and what you're saying on your website is true, and what you're telling them is true. So this way, hey, all right, we're gonna test this skills out and see if you can do this for us. And you did it, and you got the booking. So that's the icing on the cake. And tomorrow you're gonna drop the cherry on the cake. It's gonna be a great time. They're gonna have a blast. Did they give you a playlist to go by?
He gave me like 90 songs. But see, here's the thing though. He gave me 90 songs, and then he has about, I think, 12 must plays or 21. It was like, I guess it's large, but then it was a small playlist considering the 90. But the thing was, the big huge playlist was it encompassed not only him but all the guests that's coming.
Yeah.
So they pretty much seem like they like, of course, he's French, so they have a lot of the French disco-y kind of sound, a lot of 70s disco-y kind of music. There's a few pop songs from the 90s. Hi, I'm back.
All right, you're back. We got James King in the house. We got Buddy in the house. We got Mr. Cool Thing. We got Kevin. James, thanks for stopping by, man. Thank you so much for being here.
Yep, I was looking for him a couple of weeks ago because I had my little toy. Maybe if you, I'll pull up my little toy because on his show he was showing this guy that had this keyboard kind of doohickey thing, and he was making music by just waving his hands. So I was going to show him what I was talking about when I had mentioned my Elysis, I think it's Air Effects unit.
Can you see that?
It's like in-ear monitors.
Yeah. I keep it. The Basin. Beamasters 5s. I have them. I lost them. You know, at the end of the night, you're packing up, you're quick to get out of the venue, and they have a nice little box, a nice protective box that they come in, and somehow they got left behind. And I'm like, oh man, I love them so much. I have the X5 for U45 for the inner monitors. That thing is it's a beast. I love it. You don't have to worry about wearing headphones all night. I don't like to have both headphones on. So basically you have one headphone on, one headphone back here on your head. These I like to put one ear monitor in and just drop one out. So this way if somebody comes up, I tell you know, if they come to the left side, say, hey, come over here to the right side, I'll take your request off you.
Yeah, but as I was saying, with this one, I quickly realized I couldn't go into this wedding thinking like a DJ because this wedding doesn't come across like one of those ones where they're trying to have like a big dance party. It's more so he was looking for a vibe with some dancing. I'm not saying that they're not going to dance, but he wasn't looking for the big party kind of thing. So it's like I had to change my way of thinking. I had to think more of I had to put on more the hat of my music teaching experience or working in the theater where music is part of the event, but it's not the main focus. So it's like I have to enhance whatever's going on because their timeline seems to be in 3 parts. They have their arrival and dinner, and then there will be a little bit of dancing, and then a cake cutting and more socializing, and then end with a big bang kind of moment. So I had to I couldn't think of going, like where I like to go in where we do the introductions, go into dinner, cake, do all the, those little special dances, all that, get that out the way so it's uninterrupted dancing. Because once you build the dance floor, just keep it and maintain it to the very end. But this one was set a little bit different because it seemed like they tried to take a little bit of his French culture and mix it in with how we do weddings over here in
Yes.
America.
And they have their own, like when we say disco, they'll say disco, but their disco is different than our disco. You know, like it's like, well, you say, okay, you mean the European disco? You know, it's like,
Yeah, it is.
okay.
It's French. It's called French house, or it reminds me of the Studio 54 kind of disco.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
So I got that, and then I pulled out some of my favorite yacht rock songs. So it's more so fitting the vibe, and then when it's time to dance, turn it up and get that little island calypso kind of thing going, and then try to end it with a big family kind of get together group thing.
They love that stuff.
Yeah, but then this is also be my first time again working with a wedding coordinator. So that was another thing, as I was saying earlier, making sure that we all the information that we have that we share with each other. And then the other thing today was to make sure when we show up tomorrow that everybody knows what their responsibility is. So she said she'll handle she took all the timelines to put in one, I guess, official timeline to make sure she has copies for everybody. And then I handle the MC work. And then I just have to go back and put in the songs because they waited till the last minute to give me the songs. But they're special songs. But it's not really, this one was, I wouldn't say different because I would be panicking if I didn't have like your intro song and first dance was a given anyway because they take dance lessons, so they had a customized song anyway. So I had that song, but as far as the cake cutting, it was like we just there's nothing specific. Just turn down the level. So we're going from dancing to cake cutting, so just dial it back a little bit. So it's almost like socializing. And then turn it up a little bit after they get their cake cutting. And it sounds like they're going to be doing a lot of drinking. So between their salad at the beginning, cocktail, their salad, then dinner, and then their champagne and cake, they're going to be toasted. So that last hour or so is going to be, as Diego would say, that would be, what's that, hora loca? That's going to be our hora loca, our crazy hour.
It's amazing. See, it's a different culture. It's a French culture, so you're learning something new because it's a French. It's not a true American. It's partially American and partially French wedding. Take everything in that you can because it's so much different than our weddings. Like I did that African wedding, I did the Indian weddings. I mean, it was amazing, and I wish I could have videotaped or taken pictures at them because I would have been able to show them. And I was so proud of DJing them, but they just didn't want to have any exposure that way. So I'm like, okay, I have to honor their request that they want no exposure. I'm like, no problem. But just to see that, and it was unreal. I mean, I closed my eyes today and I'm like, I could still see the African wedding, his whole family in their African garb. The Indian wedding, they're all in that pastel colors. I mean, if you get an opportunity to do something like this, just take it all in. I mean, it's unbelievable. Are they allowing you to take pictures and video and stuff like that?
Let's put it like this. They didn't say I couldn't. But at the same time, again, they look for you, couples look for you in 4 different spots. I keep saying this over and over and over. So therefore, I'm going to assume that you saw you see my videos. So you know that I videotape. So, and I'm not going to put anything up there to make you or me look crazy. So.
Not like the Shuffle couple did. He made a couple mistakes. It was so nice to see him share that on his YouTube channel, and oh, I made a mistake. You know, I think it was that. There's another one I follow. Was it Shuffle Couple? No, Mosky.
Okay.
I think, yeah, he's the one who made the mistakes, not the Shuffle Couple. I did the Shuffle Couple too. I forget. I know. I think both of them made mistakes, and they weren't afraid to show it. You know, that's great. You can't keep showing packed dance floors. I mean, there's times that you could hit a song that might have been a banger the week before. You throw it out at this wedding, and it's like everybody scatters off the dance floor. It's like, wow, what happened? You know, like, whoa, wait a second, no. But one of the last two weddings, honestly, Justin Bieber. I mean, I played Michael Jackson, but everybody's asking for Justin Bieber.
Which
the
one?
one song is Beauty and the Beat.
Okay.
I mean, that song, and like, they were coming up with some very rarity Justin Biebers that were off the wall. Like, you didn't hear them on the radio or anything. I'm like, okay, no problem. You know, I got it. I'll get it on for you. But I don't know what brought this Justin Bieber bounce back. You know, I mean, he's really, really, really hot.
Because I know he was just, it's one of those festivals he was just at. I forget which one. And then he was on one of those music awards, either the Grammys or American Music Awards or something. So.
Okay, see, I didn't know. I mean, I don't like to watch TV because all the political stuff and the political advertisements and stuff like that. It's like, I get so sick of hearing that stuff. I just, right now, on my TV here, Little House on the Prairie. I have it on Roku. It's on 24/7. Little House on the Prairie. You don't have none of that baloney about politics on there. But again, I mean, the last couple weddings, Justin Bieber. I mean, I did get requests for Michael Jackson since the movie came out. A little bit more requests for him. But Justin Bieber's like the hottest thing on the market right now. Well, you know, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's always, everybody all the kids want to hear her. And not just kids, the adults also, you know, that are in their 20s and 30s.
Yeah, I just know I like older Justin Bieber stuff.
Yeah.
And I like the ones that when he collabed with Jack U.
Yeah.
Like Sorry and it's too hard to say sorry. There's another one. It's there's a couple of them, but I like the older Justin Bieber.
Who did he collab with? Oh, she sang Anaconda.
That was Nicki Minaj, is the one that did Beauty and the Beast with him.
Okay, yeah. I mean, her voice is so unique; it's unbelievable. It's great. I'm trying to think. There's something else I wanted to tell you. Now I had that brain fart. I can't think what it was now.
Yep. So let's go on to the next one. But yeah, I'm thinking tomorrow's going to be great. It's just, I guess it's because this is new to me, because I'm not, after doing a bunch of weddings where I was the one that was doing all the legwork and trying to get the timelines and stuff together, to just be able to sit back and be like, have somebody else do it, and then they give me the information and I just carry it out, just carry out the timeline. It's like, this is something new, and then working with somebody right there. So it's, from a DJ perspective, this is something new, but it's not something new that I've done this, a zillion times. And then the coordinator kind of like pointed that out too. She was like, I didn't realize this was a thing, because she's like, many DJs don't come back and reply back and be proactive and then come with detailed stuff. So she kind of like knew that, and a lot had to do with she liked the VIBO app. She liked the questioning. She liked the way I was able to take her timeline, fill in the blanks, and add transitional things to help move the timeline and the flow. Because what looked like, because Buddy had kind of like got a wind of the timeline, and they was like kind of like felt that it was all over the place, and I felt like it was all over the place when I first saw it
Yes.
until I talked to them, and then I changed the way that I was going to approach it. Yeah, I saw where I can fit in and make the timeline work and make it smooth from beginning to end. So it's just a matter of us executing the play tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you're working with a very professional coordinator, which is great. I mean, I worked with tons of coordinators, and 99.7% of them were terrible. Some were amazing. I mean, they reached out to me 1, 2, 3. The last 10 coordinators I worked with, I didn't even know the couple had a wedding coordinator until the day of the wedding. Matter of fact, the one couple, yes, I like to meet with them like that week before the wedding, and they asked me, did the wedding coordinator get in touch with you? I'm like, wedding coordinator, you have a wedding coordinator? Yeah, she didn't get in touch with him. I'm like, no. Really? I said, I'm positive. I said, you know me, you text me, you call me. If I don't have my phone on me, I'm calling you back within maximum a half hour, or I'm shooting you a text back. Hey, I'll call you back at this time. I said, I didn't get no call. I didn't get no email, no text message. That's funny. You know, the photographer told us the same thing. Like, I guess some of these guys, there's guys and women that are wedding coordinators, and I think they just do it because they think it's easy money. Everything can be easy money if you know what you're doing. And like,
don't go into the long stories. Remember, I'm trying to get off. And then see, that's how these arguments between me and you get started.
But like, even being a DJ, it's easy money, but you do put a lot of work into it. I mean, you're putting a lot of work into. I'm putting a lot of work into my stuff, but we love it. So that's why I'm saying it's easy money for us, because we love what we're doing. Some of these coordinators they're just there for this, and that's it. You know, they're not thinking of the bride and groom.
Yeah.
But the coordinator you're going to work with seems like she's wonderful. That is awesome. I hats off to her, believe me.
Because I'm thinking it's a little bit. You find that with no matter what kind of job or whatever you have with people, because she said she worked with a lot of different DJs, and she was pointing some stuff out, and she's like, it seemed like I'm kind of like in there on her good side.
Yes.
So I'm gonna see if I can try to like link up, and maybe we can collab and start doing stuff together.
Yeah, your personality will win her right over, Dwayne. Honestly, I mean, and that's the thing. Your personality is I don't care if you're the photographer, videographer, DJ. You can be the person directing the people go to where to park their cars. If you have a great personality, that wins so much people over. It's unbelievable. Bartenders. If you have a great personality, you're getting tips left and right. The bartenders out there like, man, I didn't get a tip tonight. You know, like, well, hey, put a smile eye. You know, I may not have any teeth in my mouth right now, but I'll still try to throw a smile eye.
So I'm gonna get ready to head on out and end it, but I gotta make sure I also put her number, save it right on my phone, so I can just click it without having to look up the email to let her know,
definitely.
you know, my whereabouts and all that. But going back to James King, this is what the little doohickey I was talking about. This is like an instrument back in the 90s. You run your audio into it. This is back when Alyssa's had, they all in the corner. They had the little key guitar-like things.
Yeah,
and the
guitars.
keyboards. They have this little thing that's on the side that you'll take when you're playing or you playing the music to it. You just move your hand and it makes like these different sounds, and it's equivalent to the kind of effects that we have on our controllers. You know, like your beat rolls, your beat jumps, your phaser, your phasing, echo, reverb, and all that kind of stuff. That's basically what it is. But it just had it at the time. this was the thing. You play a song, a pitch bend, you just it'd be woo, 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 all that kind of stuff.
Amazing that you have that. Yeah, I mean, so much, like, technology has grown so much. It's unbelievable. AI has, like, 6 months ago to now is like leaps and bounds. You know, it's unbelievable, unreal.
All right, let's get through these chats real quick. So Cool Thing said he liked the venue that I had showed him of Kingwood Garden.
That's
and he
beautiful.
says, most of the venues here in Conway and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, are rental properties, so we rarely have to deal with the venue owner. And then Buddy's here in the chat.
Yep, I seen Buddy before.
Yep.
Big
And
DJ
then
services. Big DJ.
James is here. King. Glad to see you doing okay, DDub. Mikey Mike had us worried last night.
Yeah, I said that you weren't feeling it. I'm like, I sent you an inbox. I'm like, I didn't hear nothing back from him. I'm like, hopefully everything's okay, because I know you have the wedding coming up.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, please let everything be okay for
Because
him,
it's one of those things where even though I was sick, even when I was in the hospital and I had that extreme headache, stuff I could do on my phone, I was still texting, making up, doing my, there's a lot of stuff you can still do on your phone, because like Honeybook has an app. And then I wish I need to really clean up my music library, because Mixo has an app that you can work on your playlist on the phone through the cloud. And then when you open up your computer, it automatically updates. So you can go back and forth through the cloud, via the cloud, either from your computer to your phone or to your phone to your computer. So I was busy still doing work, even though I was sick, still making contact and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I had to do what I can, but then when I sleep or I couldn't stand the pain, go to sleep, and kept going back and forth. But yeah.
That's tough. I mean, like I said, when I inboxed, I'm like, I didn't hear nothing back from you. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he's okay. Because I know Tuesday night I was watching the round table. I'm like, and they said, oh, we lost Dwayne. And like, oh, and you mentioned that you didn't feel good. I'm like, oh boy, he has the wedding on Friday, and hopefully he's okay. It's just
I was trying, but it was like my leg was like, it got agitated because I couldn't sit still. But then I had that sleepiness, and then the TV and stuff started going that woo.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me just go and try to walk and see if I could take some medicine. But they were saying to help with the dizziness and all that, it makes you drowsy. I was like, that's the last thing I need to go to sleep. So it's like, I just drank some water and dealt with it.
Like you said, you've been burning the candle at both ends. You've been staying up late, and I mean, I'm doing it too. You're doing it too. It does catch up to you, and when it catches up to you, it's like there's nothing you could do. It just boom. And he said, I think it was today or was it Monday, he slept the whole day, because he had a long drive for a wedding. It was for that one co-op or multi-op DJ. Again, he doesn't get the paperwork till Friday of the wedding, before the wedding, and it's already, he said yes, and it's okay. Well, he had an hour, almost a 2-hour drive to the wedding again. So it's like, I don't know why this guy does this to Will. Will's a heck of a great guy.
Because Will takes it.
Yeah, Will takes it. But not just him. He has so many guys in his stable, and it just seems like if you're a good guy, good DJ, he'll pick on you.
But then at the same time, you shouldn't take it. That's
Will's going to be severing ties with him, which I don't blame him. A friend of mine worked for another DJ multi-op up in where this guy's from too. And my buddy Bernie, great guy, he has patience like you wouldn't believe. And this lady who owned a DJ company would be sending him out to Pittsburgh, sending him out to Erie. and she has DJs out there in Erie.
Well,
I'm like,
she's sending them up there my way because Erie's not all that far from Cleveland when you really think about it.
Like Barney, I said, I mean, this lady was all across the state of Pennsylvania. She had DJs all over the state of Pennsylvania. I said, well, doesn't she have DJs in Erie? He goes, yeah, Mike. I said, well, do they come to the East Coast or East side of Pennsylvania? He goes, no. Then why the heck is she sending you all the way out there? He said, I don't know. I'm like, oh my God. Like,
because
Barney,
they do it. They do it.
He finally walked away from her too. So I was like, I would have told her a long time ago where to just stick where the sun don't shine, you know? Like, I would not put up with that. There's no possible way, but I don't know why these guys do that. Like, you know, like you and I are in it for ourselves, and we're basically our own bosses. Thank God for that. We don't have anybody saying, all right, well, hey, Dwayne, we got a wedding for you. It's 6 hours away. After you say yes, that's when they tell you how far away it is, you know? Like, oh, no.
Yeah, that's probably why I'm not too nervous about tomorrow. It's because I have been in situations where I've got the information last minute and had to put everything together and then meet the couple for the first time at the wedding as I'm lining them up. So, that's rough. With this wedding tomorrow, I just have to introduce the bride and groom. So it's straightforward. And then
that's awesome.
I think it's maybe 5 toasts. And these are all easy names, so it just seemed like I'm so used to some kind of complication. This is just too easy for me. I'm not used to it.
Just introducing the bride and groom, that's awesome right there. I mean, that makes it go by so much quicker because, you know, as you're introducing the people, you're like, okay, am I going to fumble up this name? Because some names are spelt one way but pronounced another way. Some names are, you look at it, you say, okay, I'll write it down phonetically. And even when you write it down phonetically, you look at it, it's like, well, it should still read this way, but no, it doesn't read that. It's like, can't you have a simple name as Dwayne or Mike? You know, like how hard is that, you know?
Yep. And then James said, did you check out the membership section?
No, I was going to get on last night, and I over here with my mom. I didn't get a chance to go on last night. Today, I was running around like a chicken with a head cut off. I just hopefully tomorrow or Saturday, I'm definitely gonna get on there. I have to. I wish I had a half hour for myself today. It was just nonstop from the time I got up in the morning till I came up here to do the show. I'm like, now I finally get a chance to sit down. I'm like, oh, thank God, you know.
And I see Big J DJ service is in the house.
Yep.
And then Buddy wants to know, does that those ear monitor things, do they mess up your hair?
Buddy, really? I mean, I need a haircut right now, but no, Buddy, those there the B Master 5s, they are the most. I have a couple other pair of ear monitors, inner monitors. They're good, but they feel like they're bulky. These fit in, and it feels like you have nothing in your ears at all. I mean, they're not real expensive, but they are expensive. But they're great. And whereas as big as a head I have, right? My head's big head. Honestly, I have a huge head, but my ears are like peanuts. Honestly, I have my Soundcore earbuds. I have to put the smallest tips on them. If not, they keep popping out of my hair. Just I have small ears, you know.
And then what else is on there? And then Cool Thing said the music that we were describing that the French groom wanted. He says it's kind of like Daft Punk. They're a French house.
I see Will's here in the house.
Okay. DJ Nunu is here.
Yeah. Then DJ FL. I don't have my glasses on today. I'm so sorry.
And I was trying to see if Buddy's new nemesis is in the house.
I lost my case for my sound core.
Uh-huh.
I lost my case for my sound core. So now I have this case here, this earbud here, right? So I'm swapping these earbuds back and forth. It's for my left ear only. I don't know where I put my case. I lost my mother's medicine. That has to be over my house. I'm trying to think of what else I lost. I must have lost like 20 things this week. I'm like, I lost a remote control for the TV. I found that. I lost a remote control for our fan. I found that. I'm like, I batted 1,000 this week. That's all I can say, you know.
And I see Diego's in the house.
Oh, pretty boy.
Yeah, I had to watch his video from a couple of weeks ago, the Start to Spin guys. It was him. I think Dan was on there. Yeah, Dan was on there from Shuffle Couple. And then Kevin Sounds, they were talking about DJing in pain, just in case I had to deal with that tomorrow. So my takeaway from that show was make sure I get enough sleep, drink lots of water, and have a barf bag behind my booth.
There's a DJ I watch. I'll look back to what I watched today, and he's hilarious. I mean, when he's setting up, he has his rubber gloves on and everything. But right, like 3/4 way through his videos, I'm sorry I had to pause the video, but I had a diarrhea. Right, he takes like I don't know how many Imodiums before he does a wedding. He just gets so nervous. He has a diarrhea all night and all day long. It's like, well, people do get nervous, and that's one way of expelling the nerves, I guess, you know. And I told him, listen, sir, I said, hey, you know, I've been at this close to 24 years, and I still do get the butterflies in my belly when I go to do the intros and stuff like that. You're human. I mean, it's a part of being human. That's all it is.
And DJ Flow State, has he been here before?
I think so.
Okay. Well, welcome to the show if this is your first time. Oh, yeah, while we're talking about that, make sure you hit the like button. I keep forgetting always to mention to hit the like button.
Also,
of that.
If you do like this video, please share it with your friends. And if you get something out of it, let us know, even because it's going to re-air. Put it down in the chat then that, you know, you enjoyed the video, that you got this out of it, or you got that out of it. We appreciate it, believe me.
And Will, you mentioned Will is in the house. And then Cool Thing said he almost forgot to schedule his next episode of Time to Spin. So he just got it scheduled. Yeah, I like this new format where I don't pigeonhole myself into talking about a specific title or a topic.
Yes. Yeah, you know, it's so much easier if we shoot from the hip, because there's so many topics we can cover instead of saying, okay, hey, here's our topic for the night. And 99.9% of the time I go off topic, you know that, right? But then, you know, you're doing that topic, and then you start getting bombarded with questions. Mm-hmm. And yeah, they're about the topic, and they may take you off the topic also. So I think it's easier to shoot from the hip. If anybody out in the chat has a question for us, like, hit us up. That's what we're here for. You know, it's just, well, I'm still learning. I've been doing this for 24 years. Dwayne's still learning. He's a teacher in music, so we're all still learning. Don't ever say I'm at the pinnacle. Just keep learning.
Yep.
I wish I had my glasses. I can't see the damn screen. I lost my glasses too. I can't find them.
Oh, so you've been having a bad week this week.
Oh yeah, I'm having a terrible week.
All right, so let's head on out, because again, I do this every time. Every time I say, let's get ready to head on out, I'll look at it, it'll be under 2 minutes. The next thing I know is we get ready to hit 3 minutes. Not 3 minutes, but 3 hours.
I'm ready, because you have a long day tomorrow, sir. And I'm going to wish you well. I know you're going to do a bang out job tomorrow. I expect to see some videos and pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to videotape because next week I joined this group of DJs, and we're going to hold ourselves accountable to try to post on Instagram for 30 days and critique each other. So I got to get some footage.
I have one question for you, like with your Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
You have a DJ Facebook page also too, correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, like with mine, I did the wedding this past weekend, and I created an album for the bride and groom. And then I think last week's, I didn't take as many pictures last week because everything was so compressed, but I created them an album too. And they were so happy that they got this album because they had pictures from a different perspective. And do you do that with your couples too? Create an album for them?
Mm-mm.
Try that.
No. For my couple, I'll do the video, like I guess you could say a video highlight, music video kind of doohickey thing, and send to them. I usually try to do that within 2 days, so I could now send that to them, thanking them for helping me as their DJ, then asking for those reviews kind of things.
Yeah. I've been asking for reviews and stuff now too. Everybody said, even the guests at this wedding said, we're going to give you reviews. I'm like, okay, thank you. I appreciate it, but some of the schools just got out of school I think just this week around here. I'm like, wow, they went to school late this year. I don't know why, but matter of fact, they seen the school bus yesterday. So yesterday might have been their last day of school. Or is it summer school kids getting a ride home? I have no idea, since my kids are out of school, so I have no clue with that. Hey, let's do us a favor. Let's get time to fly. We got to get you on the road to rest and recovery for tomorrow. And
because they're trying to kill me, make me stay on late. That's why I ended up in the ER earlier this week.
But he asked for, are we doing an after party? And I have no, not today. Yeah.
And then James is getting on us because he says 15 people in the chat, but we're trying to bail on them.
Well, James, definitely next week we'll be here at least 3.5 hours because we got a great topic next week. This is going to be a good one.
Yep.
How the Knicks won the NBA championship. Did they beat the Cavaliers?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they basically swept the Spurs. I love to see the Spurs get beat at home.
Uh-huh.
I loved it.
Yeah, after the Cavs got knocked out, I didn't have a dog in the fight. It's just one of those things. The Spurs play like the Cavs, though.
I'm that way every year with the Jets. Yeah,
Mm.
they have a great preseason. Then comes the regular season, it's doggy. Then they have a bad preseason, and they can start off great, and then all of a sudden, one injury, and then it's like the whole team falls apart. It's like,
Yep.
it's not even a main guy. But it's like, oh, Joe got injured. Oh my God, we all gotta lay down and cry now. Like part of the game, buddy.
All right. So let's head on because you're trying to make us go over 2 hours.
No, let's go. Let's get out of here.
So this week,
thank you for being here tonight with us.
Who's that?
I said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with us tonight.
Okay. Now shout outs go for our top chat leaderboard. And it goes to the number 1 spot goes to Kelvin from DJ K Productions. Number 2 is Big J DJ Service. Number 3 was a Nuke 9868. And then in 4th was a look at Los Ruckus Inc. Number 5 was at TBM Productions DJ 1. 6 was North Georgia Weddings and Events. 7th was at Soul Entertainment DJs. 8th was DJ Will _Silva. And 9th was at DJ Mikey Mike.
How do I end up in the top 10?
Oh, no, because you were doing a lot of talking last week.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that was one of those heated ones.
I know. But hey, it's great you could we didn't fight, we didn't quarrel. I mean, it's all right to discuss and be maybe even a little pissed off at each other, but you know, it's like I say, oh, let's end it there because I want you to have a great show tomorrow. I know you have a long ride, you have a long day. Make sure you check off everything twice. No, don't check it off twice. Check it off 3 times. Do you have a cooler?
Nope.
Stop at Walmart, get a cooler, pick up some ice, drop some ice in it, throw a couple Gatorades in there. Gatorades are great to have with you. Want to build up those electrolytes. It's better than just water. Couple of waters. They have the Ozark coolers in there. I think you can fit like 12 cans of soda or 12 bottles of water or Gatorade if you lay them down flat. Don't pick up the big quart Gatorades. And you want electrolytes, you want water, and even 1 soda because the sodium in the soda. That'll be good for you.
Yep. And James has said, why don't we start an hour later? And I had thought about that for a split second. But at the same time, I'm like, then that means if we're going almost to 12 sometimes, we'll be going to almost 1 o'clock. But maybe that's a possibility.
2 o'clock.
if we can stay on topic.
Yes. But you know, I like Dwayne, like you said, this is great because we didn't pick a topic for last week or this week. And it seems like we're having fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're covering more topics than just one topic. We're basically zeroing in on the weddings, but there's other topics we talked about also, like little minor things like subfolders, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad he's all stopped by tonight. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Again, if you like what you heard tonight, like what you've seen tonight, please share the video, hit the like button. Again, send me and Dwayne. You can IM us. You can my phone number's up on my Facebook page. You can text me, whatever you want to do. I will answer you definitely. Dwayne will answer. We'll respond to any questions that you may have. If I don't know the answer, Dwayne doesn't know the answer, we will definitely get them to you. So Dwayne, let's carry that out and get with our.
Okay, I'm trying to. You keep interrupting. You know we gotta go to the last little doohickey.
No,
we gotta make sure we tell everyone to join our Facebook group page. Just go to Facebook and in the search browser, type in Cue It Up DJ Podcast, or you can join our private or public group. You can follow Mikey Mike on all his socials at DJ Mikey Mike, and you can follow him with that handle on Twitter and Facebook, and then on Instagram is at DJ Mikey Mike 45, and then all my social handles will be at Hitman DDub. And then this one, I've been wrestling with trying to figure out how to actually deal with this one because there was an issue that was kind of like funky on Monday. That wasn't cool. So if that person don't apologize, I'll apologize that you all had to deal with what went down Monday, because that was kind of like too far.
Yeah.
But
yes, definitely.
Just remember, the DJ Collective Network is a group of shows where it's one culture, many voices. Welcome to your primetime DJ lineup, a weekly schedule of live stream shows built for DJs by DJs. Whether you're just starting out or scaling your business, we've got the knowledge, stories, and inspirations that help you level up. So yeah, it's one thing to play, but sometimes you gotta know when to dial it back.
Yes, definitely.
So just remember, the views and opinions expressed during the DJ Collective Network primetime shows are those of the individual hosts and guests of that show. They do not necessarily reflect the views or official stance of the different shows of the Collective Network as a whole, its affiliates, or production partners. Viewers and listeners' discretion is advised. So on Mondays, I'm going to keep it short. On Mondays, it's the time to spend with DJ Cool Thing on his YouTube channel at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time at DJ Cool Thing Official. And then On Tuesdays, you have the DJ Roundtable with Buddy from TBM Productions at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch TV at TBM Productions _Buddy. If you missed the live stream, you can catch the rebroadcast every Monday at 1 o'clock on his YouTube channel at TBM Productions DJ1. And then it's Are You Not Entertained with DJ James King and his King's Court every Wednesday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on his YouTube channel at James King HTX. And then on Thursdays, we have the Queued Up DJ podcast with me, the Hitman DDub, and DJ Mikey Mike every 9 o'clock every Thursday on my channel at the Hitman DDub. And then also at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on at La Ruckus Inc. YouTube channel. It's the Start to Spin DJ podcast with DJ Pretty Boy and DJ Shay and DJ Kevin Sounds. And then you can catch Kevin and along with Matt and Eric on the KJ Chill Room karaoke chat. You can join them live every Monday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time just by going to djntv.com/KJ Chill. And then we have the Recreate the Vibe podcast on YouTube and the No Stress Zone on Facebook, hosted by at _DJ Reese _ where he talks about DJing in the corporate arena. And then this is a person that I have followed before the pandemic, and then I relocated him. He's DJ Woo, and he has the Woo Experience, and he goes live on his YouTube channel at the Woo Experience at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And he goes for about an hour. Also, we have this thing called the Mega Booth, Photo Booth. You can use our Queued Up code and get $500 off. This is a Mega Booth. And you can find this a Mega Booth from photoboothdirectclub.com. Also, you can get your video guest book, and it's called the Sigma Guest Book. For $795, you can get it in red, black, and white. And all these are sold by DJ Night Owl or Sean. And he also has a YouTube channel, the DJ Biz School, where he talks about websites, SEOs, and behind the scene business. And you can find those items on his YouTube channel at DJ Biz School. So make sure to remember to like, share, and subscribe to all of our channels. And the not queued up, but the fade out message is preparation creates confidence. Great DJs solve problems before they become problems. And that's the one thing that I did pick up from working with this couple for this wedding tomorrow, is going over details, being detailed, and being able to fill in the blanks when people like overlook it. I wouldn't say they forget it, or they just overlook it or never thought about it. To be able to be that problem solver or that person that can fill in the blank to help the couple guide them to the spot that they want to be to so that their vision can become a reality. And so that's what we plan on doing tomorrow.
We were missing a couple of people today. We were missing our sweet Georgia Peach. He wasn't in the chat tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wedding Crashers?
Yeah.
Wedding Crashers, they weren't in the chat tonight. What do you call shuffle?
Nuke wasn't in there. Oh, Dan wasn't there.
Yeah. Yeah, so hopefully those guys will be back, or everybody might be away on vacation, whatever. So hopefully we'll see them all next week.
Yep.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here tonight. Let's wish Dwayne to have a great job tomorrow and a safe trip down and back. Are you staying over tomorrow night, sir?
Put it like this: if I feel like the way I felt earlier today, I'm gonna stop off somewhere and at a hotel and just rest down there and come back tomorrow.
I would rather see you do that, man. Believe me, I honestly.
But I'm thinking it's gonna go well tomorrow because there's been gigs where I've been tired, but after the gig and it went over so well, that adrenaline gets the pumping, and then I just put on some music and maybe I'll check out Start to Spin on the way back home. By the time this show will end, I'll be back almost in my area. So I'll just put them on and get me back home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again so much for being here. If you like this episode tonight, if there's anything that really caught your attention, please share this video, hit the like button, leave a comment down, even if it's the
They said they needed more drama.
This was drama tonight. This is actually how me and Dwayne are. We're very nice and very cordial to each other. Last week it was just a little different, but that's it, So, I just got attacked by my little girlfriend here. But you have a long ride tomorrow, and you have a long show. So let's say good night, everybody.
All right, good night, you all. Make sure to go out there and crush those gigs, and see you all next week. And remember, before it's time to spin, you gotta first cue it up. All right.
Yes.
Take care, you all.
See ya.
Before the lights, 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 before the packed dance floors, before the name queued up, would mean anything. Been hustling over 30 years, working every single day. Music wasn't just a job, it was built in my DNA. The journey wasn't overnight. Still figuring it out. There ain't no changing me. There ain't no changing me. I can only be me. But the consistency stayed the same. Even if they don't feel the same. Cause no matter how high I go, I'm still the same OG. Wait.